Hi, welcome to English 9. If you are watching this video, this is the video, this is something I'll talk about, but if you're watching it, it's because you were absent. So in my class, I each week will record a video going over what we did during our synchronous days in our Zoom calls. So this video is part week 1, what we did during synchronous call on our one day, because this week is weird. But it's also kind of a get to know Mrs. Allbritton, get to know English 9, our routines and rhythms, the syllabus, classroom expectations, all those things. So welcome. So, like I said, if you're watching this video, it is because you were absent on our synchronous day. And this is something that is going to be a normal routine for the beginning of class every synchronous Zoom call that we have. It's an attendance question. It's a fun way to get to know each other, and it helps me also with taking attendance because I have a record of who was here based off of your response in the chat. So today's attendance question is, are you more of a morning person, like you like to wake up early, or are you more of a night owl? You could stay up late and it doesn't affect you. You love it. So in our Zoom call, when it's live, you will type your answer into the chat, but this is a video, so we can skip right past that. So this is week 1, and I always start off class after our attendance question with kind of the schedule, what we're going to do this week and what you can expect. So for our synchronous day, we only have one synchronous day this week. It is just all about getting settled into English 9. So you're going to get to know me, Mrs. Allbritton. You are going to have a chance to look over the syllabus, which is linked in Canvas. And then we also have classroom expectations. For your asynchronous activity, this is going to be an assignment that has points. So you're going to make sure you submit this to me. It's a get to know me Google form. It might take you 15 to 20 minutes to fill it out, maybe 10, depending on how fast you are, but it's a way for me to know some really important information about you, know some fun facts, and it'll really help me just get to know you because I'm sure you know from semester 1 how difficult it is to get to know your teachers and your peers through a Zoom screen. So it'll be super, super important that you fill that out for me. Okay, so this is the slide about me, Mrs. Allbritton. I have some pictures here just to represent some things that I love, things that are important to me. But I want to go over 2 things with you. So first of all, I want to tell you why I'm a teacher. 2 reasons, mostly. I truly, truly have a passion to empower and encourage young people. I know I'm younger myself in comparison to other teachers, but I just have a passion and a calling to help young people. I think teenagers, young adults, they are incredible. They have so much to offer the world. You're funny and you're smart and you are really, really deeper than some adults will give you credit for, and mature. And I just think it's really awesome that I get to have a career that allows me to make a positive impact on people. That's truly my goal at the end of every day. I really hope that you walk away from English 9 with Mrs. Allbritton feeling encouraged and empowered, and that you feel really good about what you've done and what you've accomplished. So that's really my heart behind why I'm a teacher. And then secondly, in the education field specifically, education is so powerful. I really believe in the fact that if you take charge of your education and you really value it, it'll make you a better person, because the ability to learn and to grow is just truly a gift. It's a real gift, and if you take it seriously, you could change the world. I really, really believe that. So that's an overview of why I teach, why I'm a teacher just in general. And now I'm going to share with you why I teach English language arts specifically. So if I could sum it up in one word, I would say stories. I have always been fascinated with stories, whether that be books, graphic novels, movies, TV shows, podcasts, anything. If there's a story involved, I'm usually interested. I just think that it's so cool that we can connect with other people. We can learn You can kind of live thousands of different lives through characters that you read in different books and watch in movies, and it's just endlessly fascinating to me. So, in general, I love stories, and I think they are the heart behind language arts. And then, why would I be an English language arts teacher if I didn't love reading and writing? Personally, specifically, I grew up really loving language arts. Writing has always been something that I felt I was good at, but I'm not perfect, that's for sure. It's taken me a lot of practice to get to where I am today as a writer. But those are just a few reasons. And this is also linked up on Canvas if you want to take a look at it. It's just a little bit about my education background and some fun facts about me. But there you go. That's me, Mrs. Allbritton. A quick glance anyway. So now I want to go over with you our classroom expectations. These are things that are very important, and I'm going to be reminding us of these things as we continue on throughout the semester. So the first is, of course, I want us to have an environment that is respectful and one where we are empathetic. It's very important to not judge a book by its cover, to have grace for each other and understand that you are different and you bring different opinions and perspectives, and that's something to be celebrated. It's not something to be afraid of or reserved about. So we want an environment of respect and empathy. This is very important to me. If you're not familiar with this term, you will be next week. We always want to strive for a growth mindset. It's very easy to get down on yourself when you are making mistakes and you feel like you're failing, but a growth mindset is all about just believing that even if you don't have the hang of it yet, you will at some point if you keep trying. And that is an attitude that I really want us to have as we continue through semester 2. And then this is also, this is a personal thing that I think is absolutely so important, and it's missing in a lot of areas of school, and I don't want it to be missing in our class. So I want you this entire semester to focus on learning. Please don't worry about being right or wrong, having the right answer when I ask for a response to a question. I think that we have this fear about being wrong, and so it holds us back from participating. It holds us back from giving our best, and that's not going to be what allows us to learn. What's going to allow us to learn is just trying and just focusing on the fact that we're learning, and with learning comes mistakes and failures, and that's not a bad thing. That's a sign that you're growing. So please, as hard as it may be sometimes, I want you to try to focus on the learning, not being perfect. Our fourth bullet point, take care of yourself. This is physically, mentally, emotionally. If you are going through something that's really difficult or really traumatic, please do what you can to take care of yourself. I would love and I would hope that you would feel comfortable enough with me to share, or at least tell me, hey, I'm going through something. Can you help me with this? Or can you give me some extra time on an assignment? Just letting me know what's going on, and making sure that you're doing what's necessary. Because if we avoid taking care of ourselves, if we avoid giving ourselves rest, it's going to burn us out, and it's going to make whatever we do in school not fun and not our best. So this is a whole other topic, but I want you to make sure that you are gauging where you're at physically, mentally, and emotionally, and taking care of yourself. And that leads me to my last point. Lastly, please don't be afraid to reach out for help. I want to be here for you. I want to support you. I want to encourage you. I want to challenge you. And if there's something specific that you need, I want you to be able to communicate that with me, to be an advocate for yourself and make that known. So whether that be, I need an extension on an assignment, or I won't be able to come to class on Thursday because I have an appointment. Can I come to Friday's class instead? Whatever it is, please reach out to me. I would love to communicate and talk with you and help support you. So those are our classroom expectations. Now, these are 3 things that are really important to our routine and rhythms, just the environment that we're going to have for English 9. And I want you to hear me talk about these because this is going to be something that's very common every single week. So first, I'm not sure what your other teachers have been doing, if you had any other teachers last semester that did this, but the way that I run my distance learning classroom is through Google Slides. So every week we will have a new set, and I have a way of putting them onto Canvas so that you can have your own copy. You can edit it, respond to the prompts, and then submit it back to me. And this is going to be our weekly assignment. So this is what we will do together in our Zoom calls. We'll work through the slides, work through the prompts. It'll be as interactive as I can make it. That's really my goal. So this is going to be what you can expect on a weekly basis. Your asynchronous activity will change based off what we're doing, but I kind of have us grounded in weekly Google Slides. The second thing is a participation EQ. So I learned from semester 1 that sometimes we need help with keeping ourselves accountable in terms of participation. This might look different for you in terms of distance learning. Maybe when you're on campus, you're not afraid to raise your hand and talk in class or participate in group activities. But for whatever reason, distance learning has kind of sucked all the motivation out of you and you're having a hard time. So this is my way of trying to provide an incentive so that we participate, because participation is key. I promise you, if you talk, if you unmute yourself, bare minimum, if you put something in the chat, it's going to make class so much more engaging and interesting, and it'll go by quicker. I can guarantee you that class time will go by so much quicker if you participate. So one way that I'm going to try to guarantee that that happens is with participation points. So at the end of every synchronous day, I'm going to have an essential question that we come back to, and it'll be kind of a way to do a quick writing prompt while also having a discussion together, sharing our responses. So you can look for that at the end of every slide on every synchronous day. But again, participation is key. If you participate in unmuting yourself, talking in the chat, I promise you it'll make your experience in this class so much better, and you'll be a better student for it. Okay, lastly, this is a rule that I gave myself at the beginning of the year, and I'm sticking to it. And I promise you I'm good at keeping track of time. So our Zoom calls will typically be 30 to 45 minutes. Some days they'll be 30, sometimes they'll be 45, but it's somewhere in that range. So this means, why do I do this? First of all, I want to make sure that we're not going too long in Zoom, because I know it can be easy to kind of just zone out because you've been in front of your computer all day and you've been sitting and staring at a screen, and I know how exhausting that is because I'm doing it too. So I'm doing this as a way to kind of give you more of a break from being on the computer. But with that, that means that the time that we're not in our Zoom call, during the class period, you need to be working on whatever it is that we're doing. So I want you to use that extra time off the screen wisely, off of our Zoom call wisely, so that you can get things done. If we were on campus, my rule is normally that we don't have homework because I give you time within class to do everything. And the only homework you would ever have is if you don't use your time wisely and you need to finish it at home. But because, of course, we're doing everything from home, that's kind of hard to implement. So this is my way of doing that. 30 to 45 minute Zoom calls, and whatever you can't get done, or if you're choosing not to focus or stay on task, you're going to need to complete that within the class period. So those are our main routines and rhythms. Okay, lastly, this is your asynchronous activity for this week. And again, I said this at the beginning, this is super important. You're going to fill this out. It should take you, 15, 20, 25 minutes, depending on how long you take in your responses. And then you're going to submit this back to me, and that's it. So that is week 1 of English 9 with Mrs. Allbritton. If you have any questions, email me, let me know. And I am excited to continue to get to know you as we continue on with the school year.